yeah, let's hop into the final section of the stream, which is the Q&A,
Woo!
which came from our patrons. And let me do this.
Thank you for submitting your questions. They were so fun. I was like, wow, it feels like we're getting interviewed.
Wow.
Turning PAX back on
wow.
us, you know?
It's not working.
I'm just double checking. It doesn't look like there's any new ones. All right, so we've got the complete list.
I'm trying to switch us.
I'm
trying to switch us to the main screen, but it's not doing it. It's not putting me big.
Put us big, please.
It's gotta move us.
Damn, that stinks.
I think because normally it's supposed to swap with a game that's being captured, and there's no game being captured. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through our Q&A. And again, if there are patrons in chat, let the gamers be big, truly. If there are any of our patrons that are in chat that did not get to submit, glory, you can ask if you like. The first two questions we have here are from Bradley Rose in chat, the King of Seattle. First question he has is, any sick tips for befriending other PAX attendees?
It's a very fun question.
I like this question. It's kind of harder, I believe, for us to speak from a normal attendee's perspective.
Yeah.
Because I think there is some element of, we walk up, we have the media badge, and then, you kind of walk to someone, and the way I put it is like, I immediately go like, so how's your PAX been? And it's almost like we both get to be off the clock for a second. Because when you walk up to a PAX booth, the people are very much like, okay, can I tell you about my game? Here's my game. Here's what the game, But then as soon as
they gotta do their pitch.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of like break down that wall, they're like, oh, thank God, okay, yeah, it's been wild, and that kind of helps us to kind of like start that conversation and let me turn this down in our ears a little bit. Kind of break that barrier down. But I mean, the easiest thing I can say about like making friends with other people at PAX is, we're all here for the same reason. We're all here for cool games. And if you're stopping and looking at a game and someone else has also done that and they don't seem like they're just stopping and walking away, you've got the easiest thing right there to be like, this looks wild, huh? Like, this is cool. And so like it's easy, there's like the easy conversation starter there. And then there's also a lot of times where there's demos that need 4 players. So like when we played Boot Crew, we needed 4 players. It was us 2 and then 2 other people. We didn't necessarily make friends in that moment, but there are moments where you'll end up forced to play with someone and talk about another easy way for you to just start up a conversation where, even in that Starship Frontier or Stardust Frontier, the one on the phone, we were playing with 2 other people and, you're forced to be like, oh, hey, blank, I forget the names, your reactor, and that's just a natural way for you to both have a conversation right then and there. And that's honestly the easiest things I can say. I don't know if you have a different perspective or
I think I agree with a lot of that. I am really bad at socializing and PAX is a lot for me. And I really feel like I'm faking it till I make it every single year that I go. I have found that it has gotten a little bit easier. But I think if you're anything like me, it's really just like, you've just got to push yourself to like do it.
Just talk.
To just say something. And like everyone there is so kind. Viddy!
Thank you.
Hi Viddy. Thanks for raiding in. We did our recap and we're just answering some patron questions now.
So if you have any questions, Viddy, you are a patron.
Feel free to ask.
Shut up, Viddy.
Yeah, do that.
Keep going.
So it's really, yeah, I would say the best connections that we make are really in those like casual moments where it's like where, you know, outside of the formal interview, even though the interviews often are very like connective too, I think a lot of it happens in those moments where you're just like, hey, how's it going? And it can feel like a little more awkward to take that approach, but it's worth it most of the time because yeah, people are just so kind and like you're there for the same thing.
I was gonna say that like even though we do have the media badge and it's like we both can be like, hey, solidarity, let's, you know, hey, we're off the clock, what's going on, how you doing? You can do that as just a person too, you know. If you just go like, hey, you don't have to give me your pitch, like, but how you doing? How's it been? How's it going? Like, I think people, like I said, so many people have to feel not performative, but you know, like they're like, hello, welcome, have you checked out this game before, you know? And like you can be like, hey, I'm interested, I'm here, I'm down, what's up, how you doing, you know? I think that can work and be okay.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing that like is making me more comfortable as I go on, is like it feels, you know, you're in this setting where they're there as professionals, like representing their work, but a lot of them are not like, this is not their forte. Like they made this game, they're not media trained, they're not, you know, like performers. They're awkward people who, this is their job. This is part of their job that they have to do. But I think probably a lot of them feel also out of place in this situation. And so, yeah, that's one thing. And another thing I would say, we haven't done it so much, but I think like the panels and there's like, a lot of, like, there's all kinds events. Of meetups for just like, there's like LGBTQ gamer meetups, there's cosplay meetups,
just game specific meetups.
Yeah, so there's a lot that you can do that is like very, you know, niche to your interests. And I think if you go for that, again, it's that situation where like we already have something to connect over, and so I imagine that would make it a lot easier.
Cool. Bradley's next question is, what was the most unique way that a game's presence was felt at PAX? So we briefly
had an immediate answer for
this one. We talked about it briefly before, and we said we'll come back to this. And it's the game where we received mail.
Y'all remember that?
You remember how we got mail? And we said that maybe mail will be coming to this stream at some point in the future. This was a game called Letters Lost. And the way that they were doing their booth, right? So we walk by one day, and or Letter Lost, not Letters Lost, Letter Lost. We walk by, a lot of unsent mail games. We walk by, and I had already received an email about this, so I was kind of aware. But they walk up and they go, I believe we have your mail. And they hand you an envelope. And you go, oh, thank you. And then did the same to you. And I look at the envelope and it says, for the person with cool hair. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it was like, for the person with a
great shirt.
With a great shirt.
I was wearing my VGG shirt.
Yeah. And then we're like, okay, what's going on? Open the letter. There's a obvious, like, bolded letters in this text that's just introducing you to the world. It's saying, welcome to the Carnum, Carnum post office or whatever it was, something like that, I think. And again, the bolded letters, you follow the bolded letters, it tells you how to do this or that. Then there's a website that you go to by scanning a QR code that tells you how to read these series of numbers that are on the wall of their booth, and that leads you to a phone number that you then call, and it tells you to go to the post office and check out this one specific
it's like a safe,
safety deposit box, I think. And then they say you should really, the code is 2 letters, and you should really go. And then you're like, okay, so that's the code to get in. Okay, let's do that. And so they built this entire like escape room vibe, because that is exactly what the some of the developers came from that world previously.
And from theater.
Yeah, a lot of the so we did all that. We did all that the one day. We didn't. I think we were like, okay, so the last part I think is in the demo, and there was already like a line. So we were like, okay, we'll come back when there's less of a line and check it out. And then we come back on the last day, and we walk up, and they're like, "Did I already get you your mail?" And we said, "Yeah, we're good on the mail." Can I just say, like, this is so cool what you guys are doing. And so, like, again, it was that thing of like, you immediately like get to go like, you could turn it off. You know, like, we're here to just chat. And they were like, yeah, man, this is, yeah, we had a lot of fun with this. And they let us know, yeah, again, a theater background, escape room background. And we just hung out and had a chat for a while about what, you know, the idea behind their game and what they're doing with this, you know, with the game, with the booth, with everything. And the reason I say that, you know, letters might be coming to stream is that they say they want to work with streamers and people making stuff that are open to being a little weird. And what are we if not weirdos? And so there may be some letter lost shenanigans that could happen here down the line, which would involve us and you all being part of a puzzle together. So I don't know, we haven't sent that email yet, but keep an eye out. One day we might go live with no explanation as to what's going on, and suddenly you'll be like, oh, wait a second, I think I remember what this was. And yeah, that, I mean, the question was, what's the most unique way the game's presence was felt? I mean, what better way than, you know, someone walking up and saying, I have your mail, and sending you down just a wild little goose chase that
like
ends in the game. Yeah. Which is also so genius. Like, I thought it was just gonna be just a full thing and you go, oh cool, and they give you like a prize at the end. Yeah. But it was like, no, it ends in the game, which is so cool. And when we did chat to them, they did kind of like fast forward us to the end, and they gave us these little magnets. They're upstairs right now in our fridge. One, and we get to pick, and I picked may contain haunted items, and then yours was,
mine was like contains greater than one raccoon.
Yeah. We put those on our fridge, and we're like, well, Phyllis is clearly the raccoon. Yeah, I had a really good time chatting with them, and yeah, again, just such a genius way to not only market a game, but like to do it in that environment. You know what I mean? And it helps that every single person was bought in. They were, again, they are theater kids. They were all ready to go. Yeah. You know, they were all doing this like perfect like performance of, excuse me, I think I have your mail, you know, and just and the thing, as I said, like cool hair, cool shirt. They were picking and curating the letters as they would like look and then go, that person, okay, hey, you know. And it was so cool, and you saw people light up. We were doing the, you know, calling the number and doing all this stuff, and someone was handed one, and they like really got excited. They're like, it says the cool pattern shirt, and they had a cool pattern shirt on, you know, and makes it feel way more personal, even if it is just like a bunch of labels printed.
Yeah.
That they're just you know, curating in the moment.
That was a super cool one.
Genius way to
so
make
smart.
The game's presence felt. Next, we have a batch of questions from Fish. Good old Fishpaste GG. Every year, we always see improvements to the experience you have at PAX. What did you take from this year that'll help or make next year easier / more streamlined? And so I think, I mean, the answer is in the question. This year, we streamlined our schedule. We tried to rely more on like in the moment, you know, again, if we can, we get there kind of not appointments, but you know, that's how we would play some games. We didn't want to over schedule ourselves to where, you know, we're just running to event like appointment to appointment to appointment to appointment. We've done that in past years, and it's just, one, it's so tiring, it's so stressful. And then what also happens is, sadly, we are just a 2-person team. We end up not even getting to some of the coverage that like we were hoping to, and feeling so bad about that, that we took their time on the show floor and then didn't actually end up finishing the article or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so that was also part of why we chose not to do the daily videos this year, because that took a lot out of us, and instead spent time at the show. Like I have the entire, like, all the drafts for a lot of the articles already in our website, so that now I'm just fleshing them out, making them better. I've done a lot of the intros already from the show floor, you know, so like just really prioritizing the thing that we do, which is the words.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just kind of like letting things flow from there. And we ended up having some great experiences like Letter Lost and other things that if we were just running from appointment to appointment to appointment, we wouldn't have been able to do. And so
I feel like it saved us so much energy that like we almost got to have more and better conversations by giving ourselves that like open space where we like had the energy to like make it a conversation. Like I said, like there were some that you like almost had an additional interview, but you know, just for the sake of it, just to like learn about the game. And so we like, I feel like this was sort of the best experience we've had, like in terms of the schedule and just like the connections that we were making. Like it just felt good all around and felt much more balanced. So
I think, yeah, if someone were to like try to like take that knowledge and adapt it to not a media side, I would say the same thing of just don't over plan your days.
yeah.
Make like put some notes down of like, I really want to hit this, this, and this, but don't over schedule, and then just see where the day takes you.
Yeah. Know your essentials and then see what you can see, because there's so much, like even for us that like
Letter Lost.
Yeah, that we like planned ahead. We had emails in our inbox for weeks, and there was still stuff that we showed up and we were like, whoa, like we
Bubsy.
need to check that out.
I didn't know Bubsy was there at all. And if I had overscheduled myself, I wouldn't have been able to just stop and play that day.
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah, I think just don't overextend yourself, don't overschedule yourself, and just go with the flow a little more is kind of the key. And that's what we're probably going to keep doing moving forward. Because it also opens us up. I think also our coverage, we're changing how we're doing some of our coverage as well, where, you know, not all of it's articles, some of it's videos.
Just generally more flexibility with how we're doing things.
Yeah. Just in the... go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just like... Because, you know, I think we've seen some success with some of the videos we've done during Summer Game Fest and stuff. And it's like, we could just do that about some of the PAX stuff, you know? Like, we don't... It doesn't always have to be articles. And it's a little easier for us to just sit and yap for 5 minutes and go, cool, that's a video now, you know, like... and put that out versus sit for hours and be like, okay, how do I write this just so to, you know, communicate what I want to communicate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then my half joking answer is an improvement to my experience next year. I am strongly considering bringing my own chair or getting like one of those portable stools that you like, you know, you just, yeah. Those low tables, man.
I saw someone,
they killed me.
There was a booth with chairs and someone had one of those and they used that anyway. Like they had their stool and they used that instead of
just their own. It's molded to their butt, that's why.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it was very we talked about it afterwards. This probably was our best PAX. First year was cool because it was our first year. Like we were like, wow, we're here. Like we couldn't. There was a lot of stress that came with that first year that like improved the second year. But we also saw like OFK and we met the people at OFK and all that stuff. But this probably was the best because it's like we had the experience now. We knew what we were doing. You know, we had some really great conversations. We just had less stress overall because of how we scheduled our time in our day. So probably was our best PAX yet.
I think so.
Fish asks next, were there any fish bait games? I mean, we've talked about Dread XP, we've talked about Black Lantern Collective, like obviously some big fish bait energy there with indie horror in general, right?
Mhm.
And there was obviously the giant Resident Evil booth that had like, I just realized, I kept forgetting until after that they had to walk. You went like into a dark area to play the demo. There was like an inner area, and that's where
Yeah.
you played it. I was like, oh god, that's scary. um, yeah. I mean, those all speak to Fish, but I think of all the games we saw, the most fish bait game was. Is it going to be this one? Is this what you're saying?
This is what I was gonna say. It's kind of a cheat.
It's kind of a cheat, but it's
wasn't
okay.
At PAX, but
It's
I
okay.
learned about it through PAX.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna say this one called White Line Fever, which
Fucked up.
is from Black Lantern Collective.
They had a trailer playing, but it was not playable.
They had a trailer playing, and I discovered it when I was like diving into this publisher that last night and being like, holy shit, how did we miss this? And I was really excited because I saw Children of Saturn. I was like, I want to play that. And then I saw this one and I like tricked myself into thinking that it was there, but it wasn't. But it looks so good.
It's got this
so
like
fucked up.
It's like this WarriorWare meets like deeply fucked up horror where you're driving some guy, some creature in the back seat, the passenger somewhere, and you have to keep him satisfied. And so yeah, like there's all these mini games that you do where you have to like type in phrases, you have to like tune the radio just right, you have to drive, you have to drive well,
you're driving wherever it wants.
Yeah. So it's a little fucked up little game. It's something that like it's right on the edge of what I can tolerate too. So that's when I know it's a Fish game, right? Like it's right on the edge of what I'm able to endure. So Fish probably would love it.
Yeah.
But that's probably the biggest fish bait game on top of any of the games that you heard, from the things that we did actually play. From Black Lantern and Dread XP. They had Pigface there. They had The Lacerator, a bunch of those other Dread XP games that we've been keeping an eye on. No players online. Fish, they had a full demo of. I didn't know that they added so much to that game. Like I think we've both seen YouTubers play that in the past. So when you play like an old Unreal Tournament-esque game, and then you play on like an empty server, and then someone logs in, and they're a creepy little ghoul walking around in the world. And now I've seen they have like a full like there's like a simulated computer screen thing going on where you're like having to like they hack into your computer and all that stuff. I think the other one that's right, the one I was gonna say for this was Nightmare House reinvented or whatever. It's like some reimagined. The thing that was so cool about it, I mean, obviously we've both played the original Half-Life 2 mod for that. They really have changed the I think it's going to be in upcoming.
That's where this was.
They changed like kind of the energy where like the original was kind of just like a creepy zombie thing. This has this kind of like haunted house feeling in a way that's really cool now, where a lot of the gameplay is around your axe and it's all directional. So you like slash left, you slash right, you slash up, you slash down. And it has this really cool, like kind of magical vibe to it where like the axe that you have like has this like glowing energy coming off of it the whole time. And the monsters themselves kind of just like walk up to you kind of silly like this. Things just crash around you. Like they it is reimagined. Like it is a new vibe with what they're doing there. And I think we did Fish. I think we did play Nightmare House 2 in the garage. But it's really cool because yeah, it's kind of more spooky, not scary, haunted house vibe where like you turn around and things are different. Like you have to kind of like really poke around and environments come back and something's changed. Doors open now, like it's really cool. And I'm excited for us to both check that one out because yeah, I had a lot of fun with that demo. Yeah, Laser Fury-esque. Yeah. And again, still like it's got like jump scares, but like it's not like deeply scary. Like it's kind of spooky. And also we saw some game called like Escape from Tarkov. I don't know. Seems like something you'd be into.
Yeah, maybe.
Fish said, what game were you most surprised by? I think both of our most surprised buys showed up in our top threes. I mean, for me, it was absolutely Bubsy 4D. Not that I like expected it to be bad in any way, because I know Fabraz from Demon Turf and Demon Tides, and those games are so good. But Bubsy is just so like, I can't wait to play more of it kind of vibes. Kind of like when I know you played the Demon Tides demo on your stream, Fish. Kind of like when I played that. Like, I need more. I need to just I need to get the move around and jump around. Yeah, a lot of the rest of it that was so exciting and unexpected, you know, we talked about with like the talk that we had with the producer there. That was really fun and silly and yeah, like the energy of the game. Like, even the game is kind of like, who would have thunk it, huh? You know, like even the game knows this is wild that it's happening. Might be a little ways away still, because Demon Tide still needs to come out, and then Bubsy will probably come out, I assume. But exciting. And then
for mine, yeah, I was just gonna say Children of Saturn again. I explained why. You know,
we didn't even know.
We didn't even know that existed, and it's one of those ones where it's like, this feels like it should have been on my radar. Like,
yeah, how did I miss
it? But yeah, just totally didn't even know it was there. Didn't know it existed. And I'm super excited for it. So.
Hell yeah. Oh, you?
Oh yeah, I submitted a question because I'm also a patron.
Which kind of pivots off of that question.
Yeah. I was curious to know if you have any game that's like the one that got away, that like you really wanted to get to but we didn't get to, or like something you found out about, you know, there that we didn't quite get to.
You know, we managed to hit a lot of what we wanted to play, which is really cool, because I think there have been years past where we did have the one that got away. Like, I really wish I could have played that.
Yeah.
I think obviously for us, a lot of the big AAAs kind of stand out in that way, because it's just so hard to get in for those really long lines. Just to put in perspective, the Pokemon Legends Z-Day, you know, last day, literally final like moments. So I'm at the front of the line being all talkative and cool and friendly. And talk to the guy that's running the line. I'm like, how's PAX been, man? And he's like, oh man, today's been fine. Today's been chill. Monday, the last day, is always chill. That's the one tip I'll give to all prospective PAX goers. Go on Monday add Monday to your schedule no matter what, because it is so chill. And then he goes, but the other 3 days, me personally, so this is a guy that does not work probably the whole show, right? Like they cycle out, they take breaks. He goes, me personally, I've pushed 5,000 people through this line. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So that's what the AAAs are like. There are people, you see the AAA lines, there are people sitting on the floor playing like their Switches, because it's going to take hours potentially for them to get in to play stuff. So that's just never going to be on our agenda unless we're able to just walk up. I remember last year we did that with the Dead Rising remake.
Yeah.
It was like the last day and we could just walk up and play. And so I was like, cool, let's do that. Yeah. But that's that. You know, Kirby Air Riders is one that we really wanted to play. I love that original game, and the fact that there's a sequel is so cool. But even on that last day, even getting the Pokemon Legends line, the guy's like, "Did you play Kirby Air Riders yet?" And I was like, "No." And he looks over, he goes, "Well, that line looks longer than this." And so I was like, even on the last day, it's still long.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Pragmata, I really wanted to check out, because I've heard that people that did get to play that demo, I did come away like, this thing's actually pretty sick. And that's if you don't remember, that's the like guy in a spacesuit with a little girl on his shoulder game. And on the indie side, again, we really did hit pretty much everything. The one game that we had on our list to check out, even almost had an appointment for at one point, was Swap Meet. Which if you don't remember that game, it's like you like swap body parts with enemies and take on like the attributes of their limbs, and like it's just this like kind of wacky game that always had a line. Down to the last day, down to the final hours, just always had a line. And so there was just no way for us to get in on that one. And that's the only one I was like, dang, I wish we made time, but it was either by the time we were maybe willing to wait in lines, it was also at the end of the day when we were so fucking tired. And it's like, okay, I don't want to necessarily still, even though I can wait in a line, I don't know that I'm wanting to stand in a line for a half hour.
Yeah.
So that was the only real big misses for us, was the AAAs and swapping.
Yeah, I've been seeing some people today posting like that Resident Evil was really cool, and I'm kind of getting FOMO a little bit about it. But yeah, the lines are just not what we're there for. I get it, like some people are, and like that's what they go there for, is because they don't want to have the FOMO of the big stuff. But it's like you can do like 5 things.
Well, here's my perspective now, right? There are games that we played in our first year at PAX that are still not out. There are games that we've played at PAX that may not ever come out. And the big games are gonna come out. I'm gonna play them.
Yeah.
Why take the time to just play it and be like, well, I played it a couple days early, or a couple, like Silksong. People were like desperate to play Silksong. It's like, it comes out in a couple days, you know?
That's what I mean with like the FOMO. It's like, I can be one of the first ones to do this, like with the big games.
Meanwhile, it's like,
not worth it to me.
Meanwhile, I can go back and potentially, it'd be sad for, in some circumstances, but I could come back and be like, remember that one game we played at PAX? It never came out. And I'm one of the only people that played it in the world. Yeah. Like that's, talk about FOMO. So, yeah, like it's interesting to see the priorities. Yeah. Fish asks, what was the caffeinated drink count? Kind of a throwback to our
gotta know.
SGF betting special. We didn't
not too bad.
We didn't go overboard. We both kind of just did. We did 2 coffees a day, or like one.
Not even
one
every
each.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean like we did 1 coffee each, so 2 coffees between us.
Right.
A day. Then we did realize there was actually a day where we had a second coffee each. I had some sodies. I had some Mountain Dew Voltage, which was kind of my like obsession during the show.
Did you see my editor's
Yeah, I saw it.
I said Nate had a love affair with Mountain Dew Voltage.
It's tasty. I like kept thinking about it. Well, we were so dehydrated because we were sweating so much on the show floor. That is the one thing no one asked us about. That we were damp by the time we got back to the hotel every day.
Prepare to be damp.
Prepare to be damp, especially if you're trying to not get sick and you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You are going to be damp. But across the 6 days, including travel days and all the PAX, I think I have to up it up to like, it's about 17 or 18 caffeinated drinks across 6 days.
Yeah.
Fair. Again, that includes sodies.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm having that many coffees and stuff. We didn't try. They had a taste test for the 5-hour energy. They had a booth where they were like, you want to try it? We didn't try that, and we didn't go to. There was a full Red Bull Creator Club,
like an entire floor. That's one that I kind of do regret, because it had the little like.
They had a peak photo op.
Yeah, a cool photo op. That would have been fun. Actually,
they had a bunch of the props from the game. So they had like the trumpet. They had what's his name? Green guy. What's his name?
What is that guy name? I don't know.
But yeah, we didn't go there, so we didn't get in an energy drink action.
Yeah. So pretty tame caffeine intake for like, I feel like people were buzzing this time around.
Pretty much the last question, because Fisher's other question was, what was your favorite game of PAX? And
we did that.
We did that.
Check.
What interview left you feeling warm and fuzzy inside? So we got multiple parts to this. The first one was volunteer, because it's very important to me personally. It is the game from the Filipino game developers. We were able to talk about the game dev scene in the Philippines, talk about how we hope that like through games like this and Until Then and other indies in the area, like maybe the government will see some, some importance in these projects and start to invest in it, because it is really the Filipino game dev scene is, from what we heard, is very like mobile game focused and like kind of more support staff focused.
They like provide services like animation, like
that's what
they're not necessarily like doing their own projects most of the time.
And so like through doing these original projects, they're hoping like they can help, establish some new standards for the people behind them. And that was a really cool talk. And that happened like even before we really started talking about, the project itself, and we're just kind of chatting.
You were just schmoving your way through the game, and I was just yapping to him.
The next one was Ambrosia Sky, and that was a really cool one because so Joel, we chatted with him, and he comes from kind of the AAA space, and so he was like a little more media trained, but in a way that was really nice because he was like, I do want to get you what you want. I do want to get you a quote here. Let me try to figure this out, but like not wanting to say too much. But it was nice because our conversation was a little more kind of like free flowing and stuff. And, towards the end, he was like, you know what? Like, I know I probably rambled a few times, but like, thank you for making me feel comfortable enough to do that. And I thought that was really cool. I was like, cool. We're good at making people feel comfortable.
Nice.
And so like those were the two main ones from the interviews that stood out. But like, I think when we both were talking about this before the stream, it was like, it's kind of not the interviews that made us feel warm and fuzzy. Like, not that they didn't, and we have some examples here, and we did have a lot of great interviews, but it was those conversations we had again in that off the clock kind of zone where you just walk up, talk about how their PAX is going, just talk about games. It kind of reminds me last year when we met you were playing, but I was chatting with them, the Usual June developers at Finji, and it was just like, hey, what's your, like, what kind of games are you into? Just like talking games, and we talked about it at the show a lot with different people of like, we met Manda, who's on the Strange Scaffold team and also is working on Terrible Lizards, and that was a cool one because I was like, oh, I would, I was like, oh, I really want to go meet Manda if we're able, and we did, and she was so excited, like gave me a hug, and like she was talking about how PAX is the place where you get to just turn off the business and just think about games. Just think about games, talk about games, and not think about where the industry's at, the terrible state of everything, and just think about games. And that's kind of like how I feel about a lot of those conversations we had, again, off the clock. And then, just meeting like Remy and Natalie at Sunset Visitor, the folks behind Letter Lost. Again, Manda, Elise, who's one of a PR contact that we've been in contact with for years. And so to be able to like finally be like, hey, we're from VGG, hey, and
it's us from email.
It's just so cool. That wonderful, lovely person Harrison, who is also making their own indie project right now. We talked about kind of their industry story, and it's not a fun one, as it often isn't in today's industry. But it's taking this time to make their own project ahead of finding the next gig, which is really cool. Check it out, Dungeon Bodega Simulator. We may have coverage at some point, or just like, having that community feeling of when you do a show like this, right? You do end up in the same, like, there are only so many places to go. So you do end up like running into people again and again. And so like at one point in the interview we had with No Stone Unturned, it's the main guy behind it was the one running the booth, and his name's Gareth. And when we were talking while Julie was playing the demo, we were just chatting, and he described the main character of the game as kind of the Charlie Day in It's Always Sunny doing the Pepe Sylvia, which is the famous, like, he's standing at the board with all the things connected. He's like, oh, I'm figuring it out. And I was like, oh, we literally have a shirt that is that. And it's our dog doing the Pepe Sylvia. And And then I wore that a couple days later, and I was like, hold on, I want to go show him my shirt. And I did. And he's like, oh, it's the shirt. I was like, yeah, that's what our game is, you know. And so it's just that feeling, you know, of just like, we said it 15 million times on socials, on Discord, and everything else. Like, just that feeling of seeing the people, seeing their passion, that just so lights us up after, you know, just being mired in all the shit that we, you know, the sit-in that people try to get Microsoft to stop doing shit, and then they fire those people. Like, everything terrible that's happening in the industry all the time, you kind of just forget about it for a bit. And you're just face to face with people, and you're like, hey man, this looks cool. Can't wait to play it, you know? And it just feels nice. And that's what makes us feel fuzzy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we did it. That's the Q&A.
That's the Q&A portion done.
You have 10 seconds if you're a patron and you're in chat to get a question in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there's only one question. So when are you hanging out? And there's a reason we did this stream on a Friday, Fish.
When are you hanging out with who? With you?
There's a reason we did this on a Friday, because normally we do this kind of thing on a Saturday, and then it's like after stream, we're like, we don't want to hang out. Sorry, we're tired. And now we might have time. So that's up to you, brother.
It's in your hands.
We'll obviously have articles coming out in the next few weeks. We have 2 ready to go. A 3rd is being cooked up. We're gonna be a little slow. We're gonna try to slow roll it. I'm just trying to get as much ready for you so that you're not, you know, waiting on me. But we're gonna have stuff coming out. It's a lot of exciting stuff that we have coming together from this PAX. It's, again, our favorite PAX yet. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Obviously went overtime just a little. Just a little. But, you know, we had lots to say. Lots to be excited about this year at PAX.
It was a long weekend. Listen.
It was a long weekend. Gotta cover it. We had to tell the story about the bus situation. We had the, you know, there's a lot of stuff we had to cover. And we covered it. And we did it. And we're still covering it. Again. I thought you were going for a second one. Articles coming and some videos. So keep an eye out on VGG. Keep an eye out on the YouTube. I have so many. It's one of those things where, like, yes, we have those things coming up, but we also have, like, there are games coming out, and so there's some reviews that are coming together and stuff like that. So it's, as always, so much to take in, and it's just us.
And we will be very grateful if you click on our website every once in a while and check in.
I will say, to get a little tease here at the end of the stream, on the bus ride back, on the bus ride at home, we were chatting about camp out.
Mm-hmm.
And not just this year, the next year. We're working so far ahead nowadays. That's how rejuvenating PAX is.
Living in 2026 right now.
Yeah. So keep an eye out, because some big things are coming. Conceptually. And you know, camp out news coming soon.
Mm-hmm. It's already that time, gamer.
I'm already excited for the one thing I told you about, how I want to talk about this year's camp out. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. We're gonna get them.
Yeah, we're gonna get them.
We're gonna get
them. Yeah, as far as streams go from here, don't really know. We've talked about some potential streams that we have cooking. We might. Oh, I gotta turn off that timer.
Oopsie.
I mean, if you want to give us money.
Absolutely couldn't hurt.
Put an exclamation point Patreon instead, though. I don't know if we haven't really talked about this. I don't know. Maybe that's something we consider in the time while we're still doing PAX is the book club.
Yeah.
Needs to continue.
I know. I've been trying to think of when we can get back to stories from Seoul. And it's been tricky with all of the PAX streams we were doing. It was like back to back every
Yeah, now we're kind of.
So.
Well, see, that's the thing we keep talking about is like, we're not free, really, because from PAX on, we are in our busy period. Because it's PAX, then it's planning camp out. And planning camp out means planning camp out and getting Goaty figured out.
Mm-hmm. Simultaneous.
Which means playing a bunch of games that I've missed this year ahead of Goaty to make sure we covered our bases. Which means, you know, scheduling that alongside planning camp out, getting the regular articles that are just coming out on the site. And again, games keep coming out. And there's ones that we want to cover. Doing streams, doing whatever in that time period. That's a lot.
They don't stop coming.
I will say we do often disappear for a little bit on stream around this time of year. We might.
And that's fair.
No confirmations. No. I was gonna say. The Fern established hollow streams.
Wow. It's attributed to me.
Is you were the champion. The hollow stream may come back this year. We actually didn't we already have like a good idea for something for us specifically to play? Oh,
we might have.
And we can talk about it. I think it's something we talked about today. We talked about playing Little Nightmares 3.
Oh, did we?
At the show, I was like, this could be a good hollow stream.
Okay.
It could be something, right?
Could be something.
Because Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were some of the first games I streamed on this channel since deciding to go like full time on streaming.
Yeah.
So, we're definitely doing the Pumpkin Patch game.
Yeah.
That was such a good little moment. Oh, that was on Rinx's, I think, right? And then Madra and both of us joined Rinx.
Did Glory do it too? Or was Glory just there?
Oh, it was on Glory's stream.
I think it was Glory.
Yeah, and then, did Rinx show up? Or did Rinx also do the Pumpkin
Rinx
Patch?
might have also done it. It's fuzzy in my mind. Glory, if you're out there, you could confirm. But
Yeah, Little Nightmares 3 comes out October 10th, so we totally could. We totally could.
Well, if the people wanted to come back, I love to give the people what they want.
So potentially, I'm not going to say that that's the next time you'll see us.
Yeah.
But it could be because we're so busy.
There's the baby step stream.
What
Don't forget about.
What are you talking about?
The baby steps.
There's no baby game.
That's okay, little baby
Fuck.
Nate.
I actually forgot
He
about
actually forgot about
it. I
it.
actually
I
forgot
fear.
about the baby steps stream.
That will be coming.
God, we gotta
Y'all
order
paid for
that.
it.
Jesus Christ.
You give me an excuse to live out loud. I'm gonna screenshot that. I'm gonna save it.
That's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
So baby step stream is when we'll be back.
We will be back
Later this month.
Woo!
I'll be in a onesie. And I probably will do some dumb walk from the doorway or something.
Gotta practice that
yeah.
goofy little walk.
We'll have to potentially get a cup too, because like I'm scared.
What?
Like if it's tight fitting, I'd want something to
I thought you meant to piss in. I'm gonna be so for real.
What?
You meant a cup like to piss in.
Why would I need a cup to piss in?
I don't know. I really don't know. Let's
We've
get
literally-
out of here.
We've literally talked about the fact that when we've been ordering, when we've been looking at some of these, we've been like, oh, that might be really tight fitting. We gotta like do something so it's not showing anything. And you went to piss in cup?
I'm the one that suggested that, but you're telling it to me like it was.
And now Fish is saying Nate in the cock strap?
Get in the cock strap, dude. I don't know.
I
what
need to get
tell
out
you.
of here. We need to raid somebody, bro.
I was thinking like, because you know, like it's hard to piss in a one piece sometimes. Like when
I can take
when I wear
how
a jumpsuit.
no, that's perfect for
you gotta
me.
get naked with it. You know?
I can just take
So I thought you were saying
long
like,
break.
I need a cup to piss in at my desk.
I can take a long break and go piss, and then it's less time being visible on stream. So I will do that.
Anyways, we'll be back.
So that's when you'll see us next.
I had a really cool idea for like an end of summer stream, but I just feel like with everything going on, we're probably not gonna get to do it. I was gonna be like,
Teach me to tuck, dude. Let me use some tape.
all right, what's your plan?
We're gonna raid someone who is playing a trilogy of indies and a trilogy of little M-rated indies.
What?
And it's not who you'd expect. It's Bradley Rose
What?
playing some M-rated indies. Let's go see what. Let's go watch Bradley
Get me
blush.
in there. Get me in there right now.
Bradley is playing One Night Stand, Refined Self, and When the Past Was Around. A great trilogy of games.
Yeah.
A great trilogy of indie games. Bradley has I don't know if it's I don't know if it's inspired by us at all, but Bradley was recently on his Discord talking about how he's played a bunch of he had so many streams playing Dark Souls this year. He did a Mario Mon Nuzlocke, and he's like, I've only had like 2 or 3 streams playing indies, and I want to get that number back up. And so until I get up to the same amount of streams I've done of Dark Souls and Mario Mon, I'm gonna play just indies on stream for the foreseeable future. And so we love that, and we're gonna go shout out our buddy Bradley. Go check out what he's got going on. Fern's got a little raid message going here. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Copy that. And let's go show some indie love to Bradley. A lot of games, you know, the kind of games we would have streamed at some point, but you know, again, just always so fucking busy. So
Yeah.
now you just get the VGG indie stream experience over at the Bradley Rose channel.
Let's go.
Thanks again, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out with us. Hope you know we're not too long-winded. I hope you enjoy watching this. We're definitely gonna have to break it into different chunks now on the YouTube video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you. We'll see you soon. I forgot. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
And you all look at
And
me
you'll see
differently
all-
from that point on.
You'll see our work soon.
You'll see a lot of me soon.
We're gonna bear it all.
We're gonna bear it all. But no, yeah, like Julie said, articles coming very soon. So please keep an eye out on the site. Please keep
It's
an eye
why
on
we go to
YouTube.
PAX. It's why we go to PAX. So you read what we write from PAX. Let's go.
They're gonna be kind of long, some of them, but it's gonna be worth it because it's straight from the mouth of these creators.
I promise you, we had some really good interviews.
I'm bearing it all, Epoch. All right. Let's get over to Bradley. Thank you guys so much. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.